The last few days has seen people in the city talking about the decisions that we've made with regards to the budget. I just wanted to, if you like, talk about a couple of things. One was the decision, which I know is a controversial decision around moving to a fortnightly bin collection for the purple bins. And I know people have questioned me and my reasons for doing that. And especially because I actually said during the mayoral election that I would try to protect that and keep that weekly collection. Look, I think for me, the issue is around, if the facts change, we've got to change. We've got to do something differently with regards to the bin service. We spend £22 million sending rubbish to landfill, which is an enormous drain on the council's resources. And because we only recycle 26% of our rubbish, we get fined on top of that. It costs us around about £7 million extra a year because we don't recycle as much as, for instance, other authorities within the Northwest and all the city regions, the big cities in the UK as well, who have fortnightly collections. So we get fined a huge amount of money on top of that £22 million. And if you think about each £1 million that we have to spend in this area, that equates to like 30 jobs. Each £1 million equates to around 30 jobs. So, look, I could have easily said to, the team here, the chief executive and to the financial team here, look, I want to protect the weekly collection. And that just to actually physically stop doing that weekly collection in real terms, in terms of stopping the bin wagons going out and the men doing it, costs about £2.7 million. And I could have easily said, look, go and find that. And we'll keep paying the fines and we'll keep spending 22 million to go for landfill. And that would have made me look good because I was sticking to that. But I don't want to do it to look good. I need to do it because we've got tough choices and tough decisions to make. And I'd rather do good than look good. And it's important that we try recycle more and save money. If you look at the money that we can save, potentially, it's like the cost of building a new school a year or protecting services and vital services. So it's important that we do that. I thought it was right that I addressed that issue and spoke to you about that. And I'm happy to talk to people if they want to contact me about their concerns. The service won't be affected for those that live in terraced houses and in multi-occupancy flats and high-rise and masonettes. They won't be affected at all. But we've got to do something because the cost of not doing something is so enormous. And then I just want to talk to you a little bit about the cuts in terms of that have been imposed on us by central government and how we're dealing with that. That we've got to fine for year 13-14 £32 million. But what I need to say is that, look, the 3 years after that, which are 14-15, 15-16 and 16-17, we've got to find another £143 million. And the first year, which is 14-15, we're going to have to find £46 million right away. So £32 million that we've made in savings this year is followed by £46 million the following year. So some of the decisions that we've made are really tough and really hard. But what we're trying to do is phase those cuts so we give people the opportunity in certain sectors and certain areas, the opportunities to actually make the changes necessary rather than just take immediate cuts. There's a debate going on about libraries. Well, let me just tell you, the new central library, which is a PFI scheme that I inherited, is going to cost us £2 million a year to pay back over 30 years. Now, we spend £11 million on libraries, and so that library budget is automatically going to be reduced by £2 million to pay for the central library refurbishment. And we've got to look at the libraries and how they're used. The footfall, that's the number of people using the libraries, is reducing. And of course, as people who can afford them buy Kindles and don't go to the libraries seem to be used more by people wanting to use computers and go in there and use it, if you like, to pick up advice maybe. So we've got to look at how we run the libraries, but we've got to save money. We've just simply, as I said, even in 14-15, we've got to find 46 million. So we've got to make those changes. And, we're trying to make sure that libraries stay open longer, the ones that we keep, but we've got to look at reducing the cost of libraries. And the other big controversial debate seems to be around the golf courses. And simply what I said over the golf courses, we have one in Knowsley, Kirby Golf Course, and we have one in Allerton. And we subsidise them by £300,000 a year. There's 60,000 people use those courses. That means for every single person going in to play golf, we give them £5 each. And we can't do that. It's simply got to pay for itself. And that's up to the people that use the clubs. Or we've got to look at the private sector to run them better than what we do. And that's where we're at with the golf courses. And I hope the people who use the golf courses, and I did myself when I was younger and played at Allerton Golf Course because I like golf. This isn't an attack on people who play golf, but I simply have to make a decision as whether we can afford to subsidise golf while we're cutting services that people use and people need. And you'll see that the voluntary sector and some of the things that the voluntary sector do, it also being reduced, and it's been reduced over the last 2 years by 19%, because don't forget, the last 2 years we've took out £141 million worth of savings. We've lost 1,600 jobs. The decision I had to make on the voluntary and community sector was whether we took some more funding out of that, and we've got to. But that doesn't mean to say that we don't support the voluntary and third sector, as it's called. We still spend £74 million on the voluntary and community sector, but we have to reduce the costs that we spend to that, and we have to ask them to do things differently to save money and to make sure that they run. And that's why our plans are over a 3-year period. What I can say to you is, as I said, the next 3 years after this budget of £32 million is going to get harder and tougher. And I know that that's going to impact on some of the poorest families within the city, especially those that are facing the bedroom tax, those that are losing the council tax benefits. It's really going to make things hard for them. But what I'm trying to do is do it in the fairest way, because I remind people, and again I'll say it, that 80% of our funding comes from central government, and if they take 52% of that money away from us, I've got to try and manage that. What I can assure you is that I'm trying to do it in the fairest way possible, so I hope you understand the reasons why we're making the decisions. Of course, people are going to be angry, and I accept that. People are right to be angry, as I am. I'm angry about this government and its cuts. But what I ask them to do, and what I keep asking them to do, and I'll keep shouting about it and making my voice heard on behalf of you, is to try and treat Liverpool in a fairer way. Per head of population in Liverpool, we're losing £252 worth of cuts, yet the national average is only £68. And that's why I keep saying to government, look, it's about fairness, and it's about treating Liverpool in the same way that you treat other authorities. You hear the likes of the government saying, we've got reserves, we've got money to spend, and we're hiding it. It's absolutely perverse. I wouldn't be making any of the cuts that we would or are making if we had money. There is no bottom drawer full of money. There is no hidden money away. We are managing the process in the fairest and best way we can. All I can say is I'll come back to you and keep talking to people either through this medium in terms of Dale Street News or in other opportunities. We will be putting out some information about exactly where the money goes and exactly how it's spent soon. So I hope you understand why we're making the decisions that we're making. And I just wanted to actually inform you of those reasons through Dale Street News. So as always, I am available, and you can contact me through the website where you can email me or write to me at the office here, year, and I promise that I will come back, and I'll try to get out to as many meetings as I can, and I will also promise to keep lobbying government and try to get as much money back off government, which is absolutely right that I should do, because I do believe that Liverpool is being treated unfairly, and we'll keep you informed. So thanks for listening.